I'm a girl, 22, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm a young college grad. I'm also a wife. I'm a sister, a daughter, an avid dog lover. I sometimes work out, I bake, and I write. I read and I knit, I work in a store. I grew up being told I should always do more. But when asked who am I, I'm troubled to find that the answer is actually, I'm not sure. My life so far doesn't look how I wanted. I'm afraid that it never will, if I'm honest. And the more that I grow, the less that I know, and those childhood hopes are slowly forgotten. As I've grown up, I've come to expect that sinking sensation inside of my chest when one jealous vision of my competition shows me I'm actually far from the best. They say, be young, be free, explore. You can do it all and more. But I feel drowned, not free but bound by all that pressure to perform. There are people to meet and answers to find. There are walls to break down and mountains to climb. And our generation is bound to be great. And if you can't keep up, then you just fall behind. We all strive for meaning, for purpose, for use. We long for value and labor for truth, but the deep emptiness will always persist when we find our self-worth in what we produce. 'Cause when all we treasure and all we prize are power, money, sex, and lies, then all we gain is all in vain, and all we do is idolize. And if all that you perceive of me is how much I achieve, you see, then it appears that my career becomes my identity. And all these questions flood my mind like who is God and who am I? And if this is it, where do I fit? And isn't there more than the same daily grind? But then I stop and take a breath. And all my answers find their yes. And all my stress is decompressed by one man's sacrificial death. My job, my friends do not decide who I am, how I'm defined. My life is sealed, my worries are healed by his righteousness, to me applied. I choose to walk outside the norm, outside the pressure to perform. I make the choice to hear the voice of God in Christ telling me, transform. So you artist, you doctor, you teacher, you nurse, you addict, you failure, you lost or unsure. You listen to me when I tell you, believe there is so much more to you than your work. You are more than your job. You are more than your shame. You are more than your failures. You're more than your fame. Your friends and your looks and even Facebook are not the identities that you claim. Because in the Father, a hope awaits, of treasure much greater than humans can make. And this doesn't rely on how hard we try, because all he requires of us is faith. So now is the moment to shift our eyes from our own tired ways to the ultimate prize. For if he, King of glory, gave his own life for me, then I can in turn lay down my own pride. So friends, there is hope, and truth exists. Identity is found in this, that Jesus came for the Father's name, and for all eternity we're his.